Welcome back in one of the Bears Football Plays YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, October 25th. I'm back bringing out some more college football plays for the Saturday slate. Had a pretty good week last week, 10-6 record, 8-5 in the game picks, 2-1 on the player props. Starting with the player props, we had Bishop over the total rushing yards. He hit that in the, I want to say fourth quarter, had a big long run in the fourth quarter against Bama. Trinidad Chambliss over the total passing yards was the other win going up against Georgia. Almost hit that in the first half. And then the loser, what do we lose on? Oh, Jamal Haynes over 55.5. Georgia Tech going up against Duke. And I think he only got 6 carries in the game. A little banged up in that game by him, but bad pick there. Game picks 8-5. Louisville plus 14. They went outright against Miami. Minnesota plus 7. They went outright against Nebraska. I knew Nebraska was going to drop either Minnesota or Maryland. They dropped Minnesota, and in dominant fashion, by the way. Georgia Tech plus 3.5 outright against Duke. Miami, Ohio is minus 13. They take care of business. We are going to take them again today. We have Vanderbilt minus 2.5. They took care of business. We're going to take them again today. We had Oklahoma minus 5.5. We're going to take them again today. Loser, USC plus 9.5. That game was ugly. Too many trick plays for USC. I still don't know if Notre Dame's good. I really don't. I mean, they lost to 2 good teams. Then they beat USC, but USC beat themselves. Don't know if Notre Dame's good. A&M screws us with the cover of 7.5. They let Arkansas come back in the second half. Maybe it was a look-ahead game for them. Ohio State minus 25.5 shuts out Wisconsin. Wisconsin back-to-back games, no points. Ole Miss plus 7.5. One of the worst halves of football I've seen out of a top 5 team in a very, 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 very long time. Ole Miss could not do anything in the second half. We will talk about that as well. Tennessee plus 8.5. I had this game teased at 16.5. What a disgusting end to that game. 3 plays at the 1-yard line. You can't get in, and then you don't run a play in the last 10 seconds. You just walk it up, and not to mention he probably scored on the goal line. They just didn't review it. I could have covered. We could have covered. I could have won my teaser. Could have won $2,000. But no, no review at the end of the game. Auburn plus 1.5. Let's talk about Auburn. They've lost back-to-back games in the worst way possible. Last time in overtime, then the Georgia game where they obviously cheated in favor of Kirby. Now, that referee has been suspended, and now they're saying that was a week ago. Now they're saying he will not officiate, and he's being let go, but they put in quotes, he told the SEC that he was retiring at the end of the season. So basically what they said was like, oh, we're gonna have to fire him because he was fixing these games and favoring all the calls for Georgia, but we're gonna say he was retired so it doesn't look like he was fixing this game. With all the news that has come out in the NBA, let's not pretend, let's not be idiots. We all know, not a large majority, but 1 to 2% of NBA players, NBA coaches, and referees are going to fix games because they're scumbags. That's what they do. All these games are fixed. These games have been fixed since the creation of sports. Sports gambling, making it legal, did not change the attitude of the scumbags. There are still people who are going to fix games. There are still people who will cheat. There are still people who are going to throw games. What has happened to Auburn over the last 3 games is disgusting. I don't know why Auburn's getting picked on by so much. What's happened in the NBA, there's going to be a lot more that's happened in the NBA, but let's not pretend that we didn't know that fixing games was going to, you get maybe 1 out of 20 games that you bet, you're like, wow, it's rigged. Well, it might actually be rigged, but it's not every game. It's not every player. It's a very small majority, very small group of people doing this. So yeah, it's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to get screwed, but Auburn being screwed 3 straight weeks is really tough for them. BYU handles business in the Holy War. They win that game outright plus 3.5. So pretty good week last week, 10-6. Let's move on. I'm going to either look really dumb or really smart today because I have 2 teams on the fraud list that we are going to talk about. Oklahoma is going to be the first team. We're going to take them minus 5.5 going up against Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss played great football in the first half. Not defensively, but they played almost perfect football in the first half offensively and the first drive out at half. I don't know what Georgia did at halftime to make their defense play better, Part of it was that they were playing better. Part of it was maybe they made adjustments. Maybe they made mid-game adjustments. Part of it was Trinidad just not being able to live in the moment and handle that kind of pressure on the road against Georgia. Because once Georgia flipped the switch and made that a 3-point game, Ole Miss 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out turnovers. I don't know what was going on with Ole Miss, but they fell apart. Defensively, they couldn't stop Georgia at all. And Oklahoma has an elite defense. They have John Mateer, who is very, very close to 100%. Remember in the game, what was it, against Tennessee? No, it was against Texas 2 weeks ago. I want to say it was Texas. He plays, yeah, it was Texas in the Red River rivalry. He plays. He is obviously not even 50%, and he still plays. He looked horrible. Next game, he looked better. This game, it feels like he's going to be close to 100%. Oklahoma can win this game big with their defense shutting down Ole Miss, getting pressure on Trinidad. Ole Miss, they couldn't stop Georgia. They're not going to be able to stop John Mateer in this Oklahoma offense. And the Oklahoma defense is a top 10 unit in college football this season. And Georgia is not even, I honestly don't even think Georgia's a top 100 unit in defense. They are so bad defensively this year. I don't know how Georgia made all the adjustments in the second half. I think Ole Miss just shit themselves. So I'm thinking Ole Miss is a fraud. We'll see. Taking Oklahoma big here. I think they win this game by a couple touchdowns. I'll take the -5.5. And then a potential other fraud. I've already talked about them a little bit. LSU is a fraud team. They were top 15, maybe I think they might have been top 10 before they lost to LSU defensively. They play Clemson. We already talked about this, but I'm going to say it again. They play Clemson. Everybody's like, wow, what a great win. Clemson's such a good team. No, Clemson's horrible. LSU might not even be good. Texas A&M last week, they were dominating Arkansas. I think they were up by 20 or maybe 14 or something like that. Let Arkansas come back in the game. They took the foot off the pedal. They were looking ahead to this game, going on the road, face off against LSU at Death Valley. Marcel Reed, though, looked really good again. The Texas A&M offense looked really good again. Arkansas defense is horrible. LSU defense is not much better. They have been bad all season long, besides the first game, which now we know first game was fraud. Yes, it's a night game. Yes, it's in Death Valley. Yes, there's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of energy on the defensive side of the ball. But if Texas A&M can handle themselves in the first quarter, this is another game that they should win by at least a touchdown. They are the far superior team. They are way better on the defensive side. And honestly, Garrett Nussmeier has not been playing well. He came into the start of the season as a top Heisman candidate. I think he was at the top. Maybe Arch Manning was above him, but I think Garrett Nussmeier was at least top 3 in Heisman vote to start the season. He has not looked good. His receivers have not looked good. The offense is not clicking. They can't run the ball. Texas A&M here, -2.5. Don't overthink it. The sharp play is LSU +2.5. You see a home dog. You see it's LSU. You see it's a top 25 team. You know how good LSU is at home. The sharp play is +2.5. My brain is telling me A&M -2.5 because of what I've watched over the last 3 weeks. Give me an A&M -2.5. Let's talk about all the other games. We have a lot again. And 3 player props. We're going to go quarterback heavy on the player props. Ole Miss, Oklahoma, already talked about it. Memphis, USF. This is the game. Winner probably gets into the playoffs, or at least a shot at the playoffs. I really hope Memphis wins this game. I am very high on Memphis. I will take them +6. I think that could be a shooter as well. I am hoping for a lot of points, but I can also see that being like a 10-7 game. If it's a 10-7 game, I will vomit. I want this to be a 45-44 game. Memphis +6. Illinois +4 against Washington. I don't think Washington's very good. The only reason Washington's -4 is because they're at home and they have a very good home record. BYU +2.5. No idea why Iowa State is -2.5. They have not been playing good football. BYU's coming off their best win of the season against Utah. They're fighting for a playoff spot. They're undefeated. They're 7-0. That's going to be my lock. That might be a trap game, but it's going to be my lock. BYU +2.5. Vanderbilt -2.5. Going up against Missouri. I talked about Missouri last week. I don't think they're that good. If you stop Ahmad Hardy, things become very easy for opposing teams. And Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia, they're going to hopefully they put up between 20 and 28 points, and that's enough to win the game. So Vanderbilt -2.5. We're going to go Miami, Ohio. That is my MAC team. They are my pick to win the conference. -1.5. They are undefeated going up against a undefeated Western Michigan team in conference as well. So winner of that one has a very good shot to win the MAC conference. We're going to go A&M -2.5. Already talked about it. Northwestern +7.5 against Nebraska. Maybe Nebraska gets off the mat and wins this game big, but Northwestern has been pretty frisky. They're a good defensive team. They like to run the ball. Nebraska's not good. Nebraska's not a good team. UCLA, I'll throw money away. Why not? Indiana has proven to be one of the best teams in the country, defensively, offensively. They've got a Heisman quarterback. What's his face? Nico is a little bit banged up. He went out in the last game with a little bit of an injury. He's going to play in this game. I'll take the 26.5. Mississippi State plus 7.5, a game they could win outright against Texas. Kansas State over 55.5. Love that game. Missouri Vanderbilt under 52.5. I think Vanderbilt's defense is legit, and I think if they stop Matt Hardy, we could see Missouri not score a lot of points. So I'm going to go under 52.5 in that game. I never take unders. That'll probably screw me. Alabama against South Carolina. Just Alabama is far superior in every aspect of the game. And Ty Simpson's a monster. South Carolina is not good. South Carolina was ranked in the top 15 to start the season. That's AP poll, because the AP poll, bunch of people who don't watch football. Minnesota plus 8.5. Very live to win this game going up against Iowa. Hawkeyes dropped one to Penn State. Should have won. It felt like that. Wait, did they? Yeah, they did. Felt like they could have won that game pretty easily. Minnesota's coming off a dominant win against Nebraska. This game's going to be slow, ugly, and under. 8.5 points is too many. Player props. John Mateer over the 1.5 passing touchdowns, minus 118. Going up against that Ole Miss defense, who was horrible against Georgia. They've been bad all season long, unless they're playing teams that are horrible. Texas A&M, LSU, Marcel Reed. You have to be able to handle yourself under pressure, young fella, in Death Valley. Again, if they get past the first quarter, A&M's going to be just fine in this game. They'll win by a couple touchdowns. Marcel Reed over the 1.5 passing touchdowns. Then Ty Simpson over the 1.5 passing touchdowns going up against South Carolina. He's been really good all season long. This needs to be a game where he puts his foot down and makes himself the number one Heisman. I think he already is the number one Heisman candidate. Yeah, because Beck had that 5-interception game last week. I think Ty Simpson is probably the number one Heisman candidate, but this is a game I think he can go for 304 touchdowns. So make it happen, Captain. All quarterbacks are the player props. Guys, going to do it for the NCAA football picks and props for Saturday, October 25th slated game. If you're watching this on the 24th, I'm sorry. It's Friday at 4:41 p.m. I'm going with California tonight plus 6.5 because Virginia Tech is, they've been bad all season long. California, decent defense. I like the freshman quarterback. Yeah, California plus 6.5 tonight. If you're watching this on Friday, I'm going to try to drop this in the next 20 minutes. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please sure to drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.